Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, Mr. 4K. So, I decided to dust off my PlayStation VR 2 headset from the basement and plug it back in. And you're probably gonna say, well, after all this bashing about PlayStation VR 2 this, PlayStation VR 2 that, lacking this, lacking that, why in the name of God would you want to come back to it? Well, things are turning out for the better. I don't know if you guys are keeping up with the PlayStation VR 2, but on the latest news, Sony is very happy and pleased with the sales of PlayStation VR 2, and that's good. That's great news. I'm happy that I was wrong and that they're very happy with the sales, both domestically here in North America and Asia and other places, and Europe, of course. But, it's still not where it needs to be to hit the mainstream. It still has a long way to go. We have MetaQuest 3 just around the corner, but I'm starting to see a shift here with Sony. PlayStation VR 2, it's steadily available throughout Amazon, Walmart, other places. I mean, if you really want to get one, you shouldn't have any problems getting a PSVR 2. Like, you should be good to go to get PlayStation VR 2. And that's a good news. This is exactly what I wanted to see, for people to be able to purchase it easily. So it's shifting in a good direction. Yes, it took about 5 months or something like that. Oh boy, does it really feel like 5 months? Let me see. February, March, April, May, June. It feels like, okay, 4.5 months. Let's just be mathematically correct. It's 4.5 months. But regardless, I like that that there's a shift. There's a shift in the marketing of PlayStation VR 2, and Resident Evil 4 is a big one. I'm guessing probably during Halloween, October. I'm probably guessing Capcom will most likely put it out there around Halloween. Perfect time, right? And Resident Evil 4, it's gonna sell big time. And then we have Bulletstorm. Bulletstorm looks next gen. That looks amazing. I was super impressed with Bulletstorm. We've got July 4th next month. Synopsis. There's the game that's coming out. Very interesting game. Right now you can get it for $30 if you're part of PlayStation Premium Plus, which I am. So there's a shift here, and that's good. So what do I think is going on in the world of Sony PlayStation VR 2? And keep in mind, this is my honest opinion. I think what's happening is Sony has different strategy. And of course, they're not going to share their strategy with you and me. They're not going to tell you exactly what they're going to do, of course. But I think their strategy, it's a smart one. They're not trying to be in your face about PlayStation VR 2. Oh my God, this is the best thing ever. Go and grab one. They're not trying to be in your face about it. They're like, hey, this is what it has. These are the specs, and these are the current games that it has. We got some more games in the works. We'll talk about it down the road in the future. And we're in the full support of it. And this is the price. And they were like, okay, let's put it out there. Let's test the waters. Let's see how it goes. So what I'm trying to say, I think the strategy of Sony was slow burn. Let's play it safe. Let's put it out there, and let's start the slow burn. Let's see how people react to it. Let's see how people feel about PlayStation VR 2. Look, it's definitely a night and day difference between the original PlayStation VR 1. Do you guys realize how the kind of process of wires and cable management you have to go through just to get PlayStation VR 1 original, just to get it going? And again, I have my PlayStation VR 1 original, and I love it. I still use it. I still play those original PlayStation VR games, and I will play them. And I still watch 3D movies on it. I watch Avatar on it and other 3D movies. I still use it. It's in my office next to my DJ equipment. But it's a night and day difference between this and that. So that has to be, put in perspective. This is a 4K HDR virtual reality headset. No other headset has HDR that I know of other than PlayStation. No other headset has all of these technologies built inside other than Sony. So we have to keep that in mind. We have to, I never criticized, I just want to make this clear for the record. I never said that PlayStation VR 2 technology sucks. I said this is the best VR technology in the market. And I will stand by that statement 100% all the time. And I said that numerous of times on my videos. Okay? I was just concerned with the future of PlayStation VR 2. But now I can see that, okay, they're shifting the gears. And, here's what's going on, guys. I know I've been kind of hard and harsh on Sony, and I've been harsh and hard on Jim Ryan, and I apologize for that. And I realized something. I don't see the bigger picture, but just because I don't see the bigger picture, that doesn't mean I should go ahead and criticize Sony, Of course, Sony, it's a big corporation, it's a big company. They're not going to share everything with us. They can't tell us everything, obviously. But I think we're all missing a bigger picture here. We're not seeing the bigger picture, and I think people need to kind of take that in consideration. It's easy to just say, the hell with it, this and that, and where's the exclusives? I'm so disappointed, but hold on a second, man. We got to look at the bigger picture. Sony has a bigger picture. It's just we don't see it yet. We don't see it. But I think we will see it by 2025. I think we're going to see some pretty outstanding video games from Sony and exclusives. Even right now, Sony has an upper hand versus Microsoft. I mean, look at the Final Fantasy 16. It's an exclusive to Sony. And yes, I know it's a 6 months exclusive to Sony before it goes to PC next year in January or February. But it doesn't matter. You got to have a PlayStation to play Final Fantasy 16. You got to have a PlayStation 5 to play it. And that means that you cannot play it on the Xbox. You cannot play it on a PC till next year. You have to get the PlayStation 5 to play it. So, let's be honest. I know a lot of people including me, I've been super harsh, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm something better. Yes, I was super harsh on Sony, but at the same time, I don't have no problem saying that, hey, maybe it's a good thing that I'm wrong. I don't want to be right. Because I think this is the important lesson here that everyone should learn. And even, shout out to Solid Rev. Even Solid Rev said, look, when it came to Sony Showcase, he says, I hope I'm wrong. You know, I don't want people to think that I wish to be right. You know, it's not about that. I don't wish to be right. I hope I'm wrong. And that's the way I look at it too. I hope I'm wrong. And you know what? And thank God that the PlayStation VR 2, it's starting to shift the gears, and I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So it's good. Now, it's not perfect. We still got a long way to go, but that's because I don't see the bigger picture. It's a slow burn. I don't have all the pieces put together. But once those pieces are put together, then I will see the bigger picture. And but let's be honest about PlayStation VR 2. Is PlayStation VR 2 worth it for $600? Yes. Yes. And I know you guys are going to start gasping. Oh, how dare you? How dare you? Yes. And how can I say that? Yeah, yes. Yes, because when you look out what's out there on the market, like, again, PC, it's expensive, man. Everything about PC, it's super expensive. Just look at those ridiculous GPUs and building a PC and motherboards and laptops and all that other jazz. It's super expensive, man. And then you gotta buy these super expensive VR headsets on top of that. We're talking $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, man, to get like some super high-end VR experience in 4K, 8K. On PlayStation 5, not only do you have the best console out there on the market for $400 if you go with a digital version, or Blu-ray version, which is $500, but at the same time, you are getting a headset that has top-notch technology built inside of it, and for a really good price, you know. So yes, you got to keep in mind with PlayStation VR 2, you can also use it to watch movies, and I use it to watch movies. You know, buying a big projector costs a lot of money, and some people don't have space nor money to be buying projectors. This can give you that big screen movie theater experience at the home of your own, in the comfort of your own home. In the comfort of your own home, you could be actually in your bedroom. Put the pair of headphones, don't bother anybody. You can enjoy watching movies like you're in a big movie theater. And you can also play video games, you know. It's 1080p 60 with HDR, and it looks great. People say, oh, but it's 1080p 60 HDR. Yes, but it also upscales, because remember, the source on the cinema mode, when you play a video game, it's going to be 1080p 60, but that 1080p 60 mode, it's going to be scaled to fit the 4K output that the PlayStation VR 2 headset has. And then on top of that upscaled 4K output to your headset, you also have HDR. You got an HDR with a really good color gamut, DCI-P3, and decent peak brightness. Not the greatest of all time, but pretty decent, which is enough. So you can enjoy, like, Street Fighter 6, man. You can play Street Fighter 6 on PlayStation VR 2 on a big giant screen. How cool is that, dude? I mean, how cool is that? I mean, you do want to enjoy Street Fighter 6 in a big giant screen. Well, you can do that with HDR with this headset. So what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of benefits to PlayStation VR 2. You know. Now, I said earlier, it's still not perfect. There's still some stuff that needs to be addressed. One of the things that needs to be addressed is the the VR chat. When you're live streaming, there is no chat, and you can read the chat. You can see the chat. I think that's something that really Sony should include. I think it's ridiculous that they don't have it. That's something they should have. You know, it's a small basic thing that should be available. What else? Let me see. We need more applications. Yes. We need to get more developers to jump on PlayStation VR 2 and bring those social VR experiences onto PlayStation. That's going to be tough because of competition. You know, the big dog, MetaQuest 3. But that's something Sony needs to work on. That's really up to Sony. You know what I mean? So like I said, it is not perfect, but it's a slow burn, you know, and we just kind of have to wait and see where it goes, you know. So that's what I wanted to say on this video. You know, I'm kind of getting back into PlayStation VR 2. Okay. Keep in mind that MetaQuest, yes, it has a big ecosystem with a lot of developers, and sure, that helps MetaQuest big time, but I don't personally think that Sony is competing with MetaQuest 3. I think Sony is doing its own thing, and it's just we don't see the final pieces of the puzzle. I don't think we see the bigger picture, and that's what I'm trying to say. We don't see the bigger picture. And I think once we see the bigger picture by the end of this year, beginning of next year, 2024, I think we're going to start to understand, so that's what it's all about. So that's what they've been doing. Now, this is my theory. Again, I can be wrong. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not some kind of a prophet to tell you the future and outcome. But this is my theory, and this is what I think. And this is something that I'm sharing with you and to see what you guys think. All right, so I don't want to drag this video any more than it needs to be. So, yeah, I'm kind of getting back into PlayStation VR 2. Okay? So, but let me know what you guys think.